I'm Tyler.
I'm Shorty.
I'm Ava.
And welcome
to the Inner Idiot.
This podcast contains graphic language, violence, and other things that you probably should not let your children listen to. Please enjoy.
I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah, imagine we'd be like, oh, no breaks today. Let's just keep it going.
Recorded absolutely nothing. But now we're recording. Jesus Christ. We fucked it up. Thanks, Don, for the fucking lookout. But now you can hear us. You hear our voices. You love us. You know it. But today we're switching it up because Tyler wanted me to, and that's all right. But I'm the commander of the comic books, Shorty Fresh, in the flesh. I do a lot of other things that Tyler says I do, but I actually don't. But that's all right. I'm your host, Shorty Hoffman.
Don't sell yourself short, Shorty.
No. I gotta give these people the honest review, and this ain't it. You ain't the honest reviewer, buddy.
Touche.
But no, I'm Shorty. I'm your host. I'm here. I'm not queer, but I'm close, so get used to it. But let me introduce the rest of our gang. This is the bumbling, the beautiful, the big, the bald, the brash, and a lot of times fucking bastardly. He is Tyler Havlin. 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo!
Yeah.
Golly!
I'm still a little teary-eyed from the first go at it. Oh, now it's a party. He took his shirt off.
It's not a party, it's a regular event.
Look, like I was saying before, I once had this girl. Oh, and I got underwear on. Can't forget that.
Jesus
no
Christ.
candles need lit today. But anyways, I once had this girlfriend, and I named her the Dick Doctor. And I'm ashamed that y'all already heard me talking about this. But she wasn't an actual doctor. But if you had a dick, she would take a look because she was doing God's work. And then we had to get into it. Donnie's like, was it exclusive to you? No, it was not exclusive to me. If you had a dick, she'd take a look.
So this is why she's an ex-girlfriend, right?
No, I don't remember why she's an ex-girlfriend. It was a long time ago.
Probably because she was looking at other dudes' dicks.
Well, if I wasn't married, I don't care.
Why not?
Because if it's not discussed exclusivity, then
I feel like it should be assumed unless
No.
said otherwise.
you know what they say about assuming. Somebody gets it in the ass, and it's either you or me, or however that saying goes.
I haven't heard it that way, but
Oh, well, I fuck up sayings all the time.
it makes an ass out of you and me,
Oh,
is
okay.
what I have heard.
Yeah, so don't assume. All right. Go ahead, Shorty. It's your show.
This is not my show. I'm here for I'm here for the ride.
Somebody has to tape his mouth shut.
The quietest show. The quietest episode of Inner Idiot ever. But you hear her. She's the red hair that doesn't care. But she cares about everything Tyler says somehow. But oh god, I can't remember half the shit. But she is the Duchess of Delightful. The Queen of Side-Eye. But she is my Ava B. 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo! I stumbled a little bit, but it's okay.
That's fine.
See, the intros are hard, aren't they?
Yeah, they are hard, but you got tons of practice.
Oh, I know.
That's why I told you I need you to write it down for me or something. I can't just like I can't pull shit out of my ass like somebody in this room, okay? I cannot do it.
Yeah, we don't have black holes of assholes.
Well, it's an art form or curse. Either one. The mouth gets me in trouble sometimes.
I don't know. Depending on how Ava looks at you, I can tell it's either a gift or a curse. Like, it's a gift for you or a curse for her, I can't tell which.
It's always a gift for you, though.
Yeah, it's something, that's for damn sure.
We got somebody else today.
We do! He's the Big Don. The Mafia Incarnate. That's what the Mafia Incarnate, the Big Don.
Oh, okay.
That was actually really clever.
Hey! That's what I'm here for.
It's not Don with an A. It's Don with an O.
Is
With an
the Big Don, like...
That's Dan.
No, Don. D-A-W-N.
Oh.
I'm not dish
He's
soap.
not the rising sun there, guy. He's not the dish soap.
I was just making sure people knew.
He ain't cleaning up nothing.
How you doing today, Donnie?
I'm tired.
I can tell, and that's all right. Your mustache is on point today.
He had to straighten it for the drink.
No, that was great. That was the best part of my day.
I do that all the time. Just
I don't like drinking hair, especially that hair off my own face.
especially hair off your. Like I would.
I feel
rather
like I'd
drink
be
my own
more
hair.
okay with drinking my own hair.
Yeah.
I'm just.
I feel like we're
No,
giving this
I
a
just
lot
don't
more
like
thought
it
than
at
what we
all.
need to.
It's just okay. I am more aware of the hair on my face, and that's why it bothers me more. If like a piece of hair from like my head, top of my head, gets in my mouth, I usually don't notice immediately, so it doesn't bother me as quick.
Wait till you give somebody a mustache ride with that thing. If you don't wash it afterwards, you smell it for a while.
It's bad news
It's
bears.
great.
It's bad news bears.
It's great.
No, it's
It's
not great.
Guess we're not all sickos like me, huh?
You're 100% right.
Just walk
I
around.
go wash my face and everything, dude.
I walk around smelling
My
my
ex
upper
used
lip.
to my ex would tell me, she's like, all right, now go clean up. And I'd be like, okay. And I didn't care. It's all good. I understand. Hygiene's important.
It is.
How are you doing, Ty?
I'm good, man. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah?
It was
Yeah.
nice. Like, my brain hurts a lot less because a lot of times I got to remember, all right, what do I say? And then I got to do the plugs and the shout outs and all that stuff. It's like, all right.
Well, I want you to know that I'm not doing any of that. So
That's
that's still on you. I mean, you can follow us on Instagram, Spotify.
Twitter.
What?
Twitter.
Twitter, the
Yeah.
Tweety Bird.
The Tweety Bird. We're all three on Twitter now.
It is.
I
It's
don't
a
think
thing.
Ava ever posts anything though.
I like stuff.
She likes stuff, and she every now and again she'll make a comment on Ty's thing. Like these fucking morons and
A
shit like that.
blue moon.
The only thing I ever do on Twitter is bully people.
That's not very nice, Donnie.
They're all friends. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Donnie's been going on a mean streak lately. He's keeping me updated.
like,
He's
look.
here to shitpost.
Yeah.
You got a top 5. Today's top 5 is really special.
Yeah, it's
So
fucking special.
you're going to have to go last.
Oh yeah, 100%. And dude, we could turn the whole end of the episode into mine. Like it's gonna be a conversation. At least for me. If you want me to explain every single one of these guys, it's gonna be a fucking episode.
We'll watch the clock. How about that?
Yeah. We'll watch the clock. All right.
So what is today's top 5? Enlighten us.
Today's top 5. Going with the spooky season and stuff like that. The villains. It is Villains Month for Shorty. Like all my YouTube channels and all my other podcasts, it is Villains Month. October highlights all the villains throughout media and stuff like that. So today we're going to talk about our top 5 villains we agree with.
Yes.
And this is, for me at least, ideologically. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you don't agree with their methods, but you agree with, like, why they've become a villain.
I mean, in most of them, are they really villains? Or are they just here doing what needs to be done?
In my opinion, a vast majority of mine are not.
Okay. Ava, you want to start us out today?
Why don't you start us out today,
You want me to
Tyler?
start us out today?
You haven't started us out in forever.
Oh my god, this is amazing. Let me pull up my list. All right. So, in no particular order, I'm going to go with O from Squid Game.
Yeah, I still
I
haven't seen
can't
I
say
haven't
his
watched
last
the game
name.
either.
I haven't finished it.
Well,
Don't
It's not the
spoil.
old dude that's just an asshole, is it?
all right. So, anyways, you can't spoil it for people. I don't want to tell them.
I
actually
haven't
who
seen it.
is.
This is what I've heard from people
So,
talking.
So anyways, like this guy, he puts these people together that like have no money and they're selling their bodies for their debts. And when I say selling their bodies, it's not in a fun way. It's like, here, you can have my kidney for the money I owe you.
Sure.
So it's not
Good way
like,
to pay
hey,
off debt.
yeah, it's not I'll suck your dick for a quarter or anything like that. So anyways, he's getting all these people together and he gives them the option. He's like, hey, you sure you want to do this? You got to sign here. After the game, if everybody majority wants to quit, you can quit. Like, he's not making anybody do this shit.
Sure.
So he is definitely on the list. I don't think he's a villain. I think he's doing charity work. Okay?
You either get out of your debt or you die, right?
Yeah.
Is that the
more-
premise of it?
Yeah, more
So
or less.
either way, you get out of your debt.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And if the majority votes to quit, then all the money accumulated goes to the dead people's families. See? I mean, this
Oh.
man, charity.
All right.
Just saying. Let's go with the Wicked Witch from Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
Now let me just frame this for you people. If somebody comes along and drops a motherfucking house on your
Golly.
sibling, you're gonna be a little pissed too. Right? You're gonna want to kill a bitch and steal their
which
fucking
sibling.
sneakers.
So-
or their pumps, whatever.
But it wasn't like... All right, never mind.
No,
Go
this
ahead.
bitch straight dropped the fucking house on the Wicked Witch's fucking... maybe she wasn't wicked, Maybe that's just what these little motherfucking midgets decided to call her because she was taller than all of them and they was jealous.
Nobody ever talks about, like, Glenda. Like, she's A-okay with the fact that, like, one of her sisters fucking died.
Oh,
It
apparently they were
encourages-
evil.
And she encourages her to steal her shoes
Yeah.
afterwards.
She was a bad witch. Bitch, you just, like, watch me commit homicide and you're okay with it.
Right.
Now you're convincing me to fucking steal this bitch's shoes? Yeah, go ahead, take them.
And you
God.
bad mouthing your other sister? See?
Can't have shit in Detroit.
Motherfucker stole my front porch.
Alright, next on my list is the Joker. I obviously can't go into this as deeply as you, but this motherfucker just wants to make people laugh, and that's all I want to do.
He also kills people if they don't laugh at his jokes.
Well, you know what? Sometimes I feel like strongly hitting a motherfucker in the throat when they don't laugh at my
Hey,
jokes.
we said not necessarily having to agree with the method.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't agree with her methods, but you agree with her. Now, hold on. So, see, now you're jumping into my territory here. So, like, I will agree with you on the killing jokes version of the Joker. Because he watched or he witnessed his wife and son die, and then he was trying to make money and stuff like that and took to a life of crime just so he could get enough money to provide for them. Then when he gets home, he finds out that his wife and child are dead, and then he goes insane.
Okay,
I'll agree with that version.
When you were younger, did you have a swimming pool in your backyard?
No.
If you did,
This
it
is
would
my
it would
backyard.
have been at least 4 or 5 foot deep, right?
Okay.
Mine, 3 inches to a foot deep. Very shallow. I wasn't going that deep with it, man. I just like to make people laugh. He likes to make people laugh. We're seeing eye to eye on this. Me and him, not me and you, because you know way more about him than I do.
I mean, you're right, but... All right.
Number 2 is Jason Voorhees. And
I actually thought about that, but I was like,
look, these dumb fucking campers just let this poor kid fucking drown. He's out here advocating against teen sex and teen drinking. He's doing a goddamn public service, all right?
making picket signs and shit, walking around.
Right?
But it's not even the same campers that were there when he died.
It doesn't matter. He's
PTSD, Donnie, PTSD.
He's trying to teach kids. This is what happens when you have premarital sex. This is what happens when you drink underage. And look, the motherfucker got a scary face. He's kind enough to wear a mask so he doesn't scare people that bad. Right?
Just saying that mental health is not an excuse to be an asshole.
Oh, golly. I am in the...
No. I mean, I'll agree with you because the fact that, like, the way he died or whatever like that, and, like, I get vengeance. Like, vengeance is A-okay with me. Like, I dig it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't feel like it's vengeance. I feel like
The
he's doing community service.
fact that he went out after killing, like, that is fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, like, he can't see past that fucking little, veil of whatever in front of him that, like, all these counselors are assholes, all these other kids are assholes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see that. That's fine with me, but...
Let me tell you what else my brosif did, alright? He even went out and found this dude they call Freddy, right? He got them sharp fingers, and Freddy was killing people. He's like, nah, dog, you can't kill people. And him and Freddy, they fought. And they did this thing. He was trying to protect the people that weren't having premarital sex and underage drinking from Freddy coming into their dreams. You're very vulnerable in your dreams, alright? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Jason, chef kisses. We can't even call Jason Voorhees a villain.
He also killed a spaceship full of people.
We don't
because
talk
he
about
woke up in
fucking-
the spaceship.
They were probably going to nuke the Earth or some shit.
We don't talk about fucking Jason X or whatever the fuck that movie
We're
was.
talking about Jason X.
That movie fucking sucked.
I'm aware, but it
God,
happened,
it
and
was
we
bad.
have
Have
to
you ever seen that
acknowledge
one?
Yeah.
It's absolutely awful.
Have you seen it, Ava?
No.
It's
Good,
so
don't.
bad.
Don't waste your fucking
No,
time.
I have to watch it.
Here's my number 1 on the list. It's the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. And let me tell you why.
They're not villains.
That's what I'm saying. They
Come
just want to
on.
stay young. If you got to eat a kid to stay young, who am I to say don't do that? I'm getting long in the tooth. I'll eat a motherfucking kid if it's going to rewind the clock a little bit. All right? But let me say there is probably a better way to do this. For anybody out there that likes to suck dick, I'm just saying, if you swallow...
I knew exactly where you were going.
It's
She had
got
to turn fully away. Like, she doesn't even want to give you side eye. Just straight up side of the fucking head.
Why would I want to make eye contact with him while he's talking about this? Because I know he's going to filter around the room and just lock.
If someone's willingly looking at Aquaman, like not TV Aquaman, instead of you, you're doing something wrong.
I was playing with his Aquaman
I
statue.
take it as I'm doing something right. But look, here it is, people. You ain't got to eat the kids. You just swallow the babies before they're made. And it's got to be like the same thing, right? I'm just saying, if you tell me I could swallow a load and I'm going back 10 years, physically, Paul, put it in my mouth right now because I'm starving kids. I'm eating them motherfuckers. I'm going back in time.
You're a weird fella.
I don't care. So Sanderson sisters, look, they're just afraid of their mortality scares them, and they just want to live a little bit longer. There ain't nothing wrong with that. They just need to change their methods a little bit and suck a little more dick. That's all I'm saying.
Philosopher's Stone.
There you go.
Philosopher's Stone. Look, we're getting
Another
all deep
rabbit
as-
hole.
You just want to kill a fucking. How many people you got to kill for a Philosopher's Stone?
Hundreds of thousands.
All they want to do is eat a couple kids. You're talking about massacring motherfuckers.
And
What's the
saying.
difference?
A lot of kids are
I want
bad.
to say that both of those people that Donnie are referencing are on my list.
Look, kids are bad.
Good.
Some kids deserve to be eaten. That's all I'm saying. Some kids deserve to be swallowed before they were ever even made.
I've actually said that to people.
Yeah?
Like, man, you should have been swallowed.
That's my list, y'all.
Thanks, Ty. I appreciate it, buddy.
I feel like I can guess at least one person you said that to.
Probably. At least one. Alright, Ava, baby. Let me hear it. What do you got?
Okay, well, I'm going to start my list off with Maleficent.
Okay. Alright.
Good answer. Good answer.
I mean, so they threw this whole fucking birthday party for the baby, right, Aurora, and they invited the other witches, or the witches, the fairies.
Mhm.
They invited them, but they couldn't invite Maleficent.
That's fucked up.
Right?
She almost made my list.
They left her out. And it's not like she killed her. She didn't kill Aurora,
No.
She gave her a fighting chance.
right?
But I mean, even going further back than that, you know, like Maleficent, you know, the backstory they did with Angelina Jolie.
That was a great movie.
Fantastic. Both of them.
I was trying not to put that one into it because that wasn't like the original.
Sure.
But like even the little bit of information we had from the first one, like, come on, man, that sucks.
No, I feel
The
you, but-
entire village, like
The whole goddamn
city,
kingdom.
It was the whole kingdom except you, not you, basically is what happened. I would be
Everybody
so
else.
butthurt.
There was one not you in that whole fucking clusterfuck of an invitation. And it was Maleficent. That poor woman.
No,
Yeah.
I can fully get behind it. Even the original animated one and even the live action. The live action more so just because it gave us a bigger scope of it.
I just think you get behind Angelina Jolie more.
Well, I mean, you know, just fucking whatever. Twist my arm, why don't you? Oh, no.
Alright, go ahead.
Get behind her. Okay, so next on my list is Stain from My Hero.
Yeah.
I don't know
Shut
what
up.
Stain is.
Sorry.
Stain?
Yeah. I'm not that far into My Hero.
It's
Um,
Season 2, isn't it?
Ava, I'll let you explain it. It's your list.
So basically, he didn't like how all of the heroes were like. He didn't feel like all of them were as like.
Noble?
Yeah, like honest and good, like All Might. He thinks that All Might is the only true hero, and that all the other ones are just like in it for like the money or whatever else they're getting out of it, power.
Okay.
And he goes and basically starts killing a bunch of pro heroes.
I think I know who it is
Mm-hmm.
now. He killed the dude with like machine legs, brother or dad or
Yep.
some shit.
Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
okay.
The one that looks like Master Splinter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did it for the clout. Like, he was... Any one of the heroes that were there for, like, the clout, you know,
Gang,
the
gang.
fame, he didn't like. And, no,
That's why I said, like, I completely get behind that, but that, I feel like the way that he
Veers a
went...
bit far.
Right, like the way that he went about it, if I was in that situation, that'd be one of those things where I'm just like, it's like you watch the news and you're like, man, I fucking wish they wouldn't do shit like that. Shit pisses me off so bad. And that's the end of it. You don't go murdering people's brothers and sons and parents and...
I mean, I guess it just depends, like, you know, your mental state, you know what I'm saying?
He's
Like,
just
obviously,
an
he
extremist.
wasn't- Yeah,
that's all.
He wasn't sane, so,
No, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Actually, there's a lot of hints at like mental illnesses in the show.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I don't forget. I was like doing research. I don't remember what they said that Overhaul had, but that shit, like, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like it's like kind of sad, because
Well,
he's
I mean-
like, because there was that one scene where, like, I don't remember who he killed, but he was like freaking out because he had blood on him.
Yeah.
Because he's like super weird about.
Yeah, he had OCD and something else.
Yeah, it's really sad. So third on my list is The Grinch.
The Grinch?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I don't feel like this one needs explaining. I
No.
feel like we all felt bad for him, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Ain't his fault he's green.
Right, and they bullied him.
No,
They
You
bullied him, like, really bad.
yeah, bullied him to the outside of the city and shit like that.
And then they
Yeah.
got mad when he fired back. It stole Christmas.
Yeah,
Fuck them Whoville motherfuckers.
Right.
Whoville bigots.
Yeah.
Whoville bigots. Can't judge a brother on the color of his skin. No, I'm with you, man.
Or fur.
Next is Syndrome from The Incredibles. The first one.
He was the kid that got bullied, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
By Mr. Incredible.
He was
He
bullied
was
by Mr.
really
Incredible.
bullied.
That's
He was
not
being
Incredible.
mean to him.
Well, Mr. Incredible turned him down as a sidekick.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I'm going to try and kill your family now.
I just felt bad for him.
Logical answer to me.
It's been a very long time since I've seen The Incredibles, either one of them, so I have no scope of this.
It has been.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I can visualize him in my head, but I do not remember anything else about him.
Well, that's fine. All you need to know is who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, but...
Fuck getting bullied.
So, next is the Evil Queen from Snow White.
All right, you're gonna have to enlighten me on this one.
Yeah.
So, she's the one that with the mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all.
Mhm.
Like, bitch, that is the last question I'd be asking that fucking mirror.
That caught me off guard.
No, she's like setting herself up to be like offended. Like you really just said that I'm not the best.
So we're gonna blame it on the mirror? That
It
fucking mirror?
really is, honestly, because
Okay.
how would she know if the mirror didn't tell her?
It's true.
And she just it was just jealousy.
And this is Sleeping Beauty or Snow White?
Snow
Snow
White.
White.
Okay.
I mean,
So the apple didn't kill Snow White though, right? Just put her in a sleep.
she
It was a poison apple.
yeah.
And it was, luckily for us, it was a magical poison apple, so it could be cured with, True Love's first kiss, or whatever the hell. But that
Prince
doesn't make it. That
No,
doesn't make
Charming is Prince Charming's Cinderella.
I don't
Who's
know.
That's a really
idea.
good question that none of us are going to know the answer to.
You were talking to the wrong crowd for Disney things. Now I can text somebody and figure it the fuck out.
What is Disney's whole obsession with kissing motherfuckers when they're sleeping?
They didn't write most of those stories. They just adapted them.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
because True Love's kiss? It just sounds magical.
What if some stranger comes up and kisses you in the middle of your sleep? What are you gonna do? You ain't gonna wake up and be like, "Oh,
I'm gonna file a lawsuit because
like fuck you. How did you get in my bedroom?"
times were different. People could get away with a lot less. Okay.
A lot more, you mean?
Yes.
I'm telling you what.
No. Well, I mean, like the people got like. Wait.
You sneak in my room and kiss me while I'm sleeping. You better get ready to get ass fucked. And then I'm calling the cops.
I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just
I
never gonna
think
go
at
in
that point you might be the criminal.
I don't care.
They came into his territory.
You get charged less for rape than you do for murder, so
Which is kind of fucked up.
it is super fucked up.
Because murder, it's boom, it's done. Like rape, you gotta live with that shit the rest of your
Yeah.
life. All right. Anyway, sidetrack. That's a little deeper than.
I don't want to get
scope.
into that discussion.
I have-
I'm sorry if anybody we offended. Like that's a topic I don't even like.
No,
talking
we
about.
didn't offend them. We're standing up for them.
No. Just
Just
like,
bringing it up
the
because
content.
this should be a safe place
Yeah.
for people.
I don't want to talk about that kind of content.
Yeah. No. Okay. All right. Go
I
ahead.
have one more. It's like Doc Ock from Spider-Man.
Bro, you are 100% correct.
Yeah.
I'll need the explanation on this one too. I mean,
Shorty,
I know, I'm familiar.
Shorty could vacillate.
So like in the original research or whatever, like all his research was for funding for like people who had lost limbs and shit like that, amputees and stuff. So, like, his original device was supposed to meld to your spine. That way people could, you know, have extra arms and stuff like that and actually give them a little bit more strength to move around and stuff like that. I think one of the big things was...
Give them a life.
Yes, give them a life and able to do things. Now, his research, of course, got thwarted or whatever, and I forget how the original story goes, but I feel like Green Goblin fucked it up. But, yeah, no, that's 100%. 100%. When his funding and everything like that got diminished, he just went about trying to further his own. Like, you know what, fuck it. If the government's not going to give me money, I'm going to go get the money. And that's where he started. So, like...
rob a bank.
Exactly right. And I mean, that's... I can't fault him for that. You know, he's trying to help amputees. He's trying to help people with medical issues of all kinds. So, no, you're 100% correct. Good form, man. Good form.
I try to include one, like, superhero thing. Because a lot of mine were like...
I liked your list. It was a good list.
Thanks.
No, and I told you, I can... Yeah, this is something I'm...
I was like, because, like, I had a little bit of trouble. Like, at first I thought I was going to really struggle, but then I started thinking, I was like, well, all those, like, sweet, sappy movies are, like...
I didn't struggle. I had to take shit off my list. I did.
Oh,
But...
We can't all be as perfect as Shorty and you, Tyler. So sorry. So fucking
Look at
sorry.
my list of literally 23.
Well, before you get to your list, Donnie, do you got any you want to add to this?
Not off the top of my head. I didn't think I'd be doing this today.
It's alright, you were here.
Maybe Skull Kid.
Yeah, that's a good fucking
From
call.
where?
From the game Majora's Mask.
Okay.
He just wanted attention. Everyone hated him just because of, how he was. He was, playful and mischievous.
So he was the Naruto of Zelda. But
I would say to a further extreme.
I would say more the Gaara.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Gaara wanted to have friends, and no one wanted to be friends with him, so he turned to murder, which is what Skull Kid did.
Yeah. No, that's a
desperate times, desperate measures.
But then Gaara had a great comeback. So
he really did.
Yeah, and Skull Kid never got the redemption, really. So, but no, I can agree with Skull Kid. That's a good form. That's honestly why he's one of my favorite Legend of Zelda characters. He's I got all kinds of Majora.
I know it's glorious, but you literally have 23, correct?
Yes, literally 23. And the sad part is, I was telling Ava on this, telling Ava about this on the way here. Like, I had to narrow it down. I had 35.
All right. Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break.
Okay.
You can smoke about it.
Okay.
And this might be the whole episode.
That's fine.
Oh boy.
You're actually doing all 22?
It's Halloween month. It is spooky season. We are here for the villains.
I can separate it into categories. We can do, I have 8 or 9 comic books. I have 5 or 6 from movies. I got 6 or 7 from fucking anime, and then I got old school monster movies.
And we're gonna discuss them anyway. So
Yeah,
we're just gonna do it till
this is gonna be a fucking history lesson for most of you people. So
I'm here for it. Look,
Ava is astonished. She is taken aback.
Ava.exe has stopped functioning.
I wish.
We don't have to, Ava. We don't have to. We can do whatever you want.
oh, I like your hair barrettes.
Thanks.
Is that what they're called? Barrettes?
They're like little
Clips?
Yeah, hair
This is
clips.
perfect. You're going to have to let me get a picture of that before we're done.
Sure.
All right,
Barrette.
hit the button. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and finish up Shorty's top 78.
78. Jesus Christ. The number just keeps getting bigger.
Hey, Ty, if you wanted to make a podcast, how would you do it?
Spotify Podcasters app, of course. Or hell, even the website.
Do they have any way you can edit audio and help with organizing your episodes?
All that and more. You can reach out to listeners and have feedback with their Q&A feature, and it distributes it to all other major places you listen to podcasts.
I just looked, and they got a video podcast set up and editing tools here, too.
So all you got to do is sign up at SpotifyForPodcasters.com or get the app, and you're done.
Damn, it's just that easy.
And we're back
Yeah.
with a continuation of the top 128.
How does it keep getting longer?
I know that's what she asked.
Jesus Christ.
That was 145.
Well, you know, one man's 145 is another man's 23.
I'm a grower, not a shower. Anyway, enough of the naughty content.
We can never have enough of that with me in the room.
Yes, we can. Right, Ava?
Mm-hmm.
That was so sarcastic.
Was it though?
All right. So because I am a huge villain lover, and I had this discussion. I actually like text 4 or 5 people like, "Hey, listen, am I nuts for doing this?" And
Shorty is a villain. That's all.
Automitis put it best. Like, I have been team bad guy my entire life. Like, every time we do a group event or anything like that, or we need a villain or something like that, I do the villain side of things because I can empathize with them. I can create, a good backstory for them. I'm really good at writing the tragic backstory because I've seen it. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. So, and as soon as I got typecasted as a kid, mainly because I was so violent as a young child, like, people were like, "Yep, Shorty's a villain. He's a bad guy."
Here's the weirdest part about this, is you're, like, the nicest person I know, and the most, like, giving person I know. And on top of that, the one D&D campaign I'm in with you, your person is, like, the most virtuous fucking character there is. And then there's Clarence, who you can't be more lovable than Clarence.
Sure.
So, to me...
Clarence is who I aspire to be one day.
I hope you make it there.
Me too, dude.
With
Me
your
too.
lack of sleep, you will get the dementia for sure.
Oh, wow. Thanks. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. I'm here to support your dreams, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. No, and that was the biggest thing, is like a lot of me growing up or whatever, because I was so violent and stuff like that. Now, dude, if you want to know me in, like, I don't know, my teenage years and my early, like, very early 20s. I mean, literally 20s when I stopped, like, being a huge dick. Or at least tried to stop being a huge dick. Some people still consider me a huge dick. But, like, I really strive to, like, not be violent anymore. Like, I really wanted to be better. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be the hero that I wanted to be. I didn't want to be the villain. And it's sad because, like, still today, like, one of my friends wants to write a video game. And he called me up and he was like, "Hey, Shorty, can you write me a villain?" And I was like, "I mean, sure, I guess." He's like, I was like, "Do you want me to write anything else?" He's like, "No, that's it." All right, fine. So then I wrote him like a 10-page essay on this villain, and he was like, "Fuck, dude, like, this is not what I asked for." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Do you want me to make it to where he's just bad to be bad?" Like, no, I can't do that. I can't think like that. So anyway, all right. So this is in genuinely no particular order, but I'm going to start off with one of the older films, or one of the oldest films on my list, is The Monster from Frankenstein, 1931.
That's a good one.
And for anybody who doesn't know, like, they know the story of Frankenstein. Like, he's just created, he goes on a fucking rampage and all this other shit. But he literally only wanted to be accepted. So when he first escapes Frankenstein's mansion, or laboratory, he goes down and he starts playing with a little girl, and they're sitting there throwing rocks and shit into the lake or the river. And, she stops throwing rocks or whatever because they can't find anymore. So he just, because he has the innocence of a child, because he was literally born yesterday, he picks her up and throws her in. Well, he doesn't know she can't swim, and she drowns, and the whole town come after him because he's a murderer now. And he doesn't understand. He doesn't know. Exactly right. This is the original 1931's Frankenstein. And it's sad because, like, he was just playing. He didn't know any better. And he accidentally murdered or whatever, and he doesn't have the vocabulary to speak and justify his actions or anything of the sort, or even say he was guilty, because he did feel bad when the bubbles and shit stopped coming. He, like, notably got sad. And then, like, as he's walking away, they're like, "Oh, fuck, my daughter's dead." And, like, they started chasing him with fire and stuff.
Maybe they shouldn't have let their daughter play by the lake by herself.
Well, no, and the whole reason he ran is because,
Hope she comes back with a hockey mask.
And one of the things is, like, when he first escaped, or left the, laboratory or whatever, he, something startled him, and he, like, freaked out, and they mistook it as him attacking. So they attacked him, and he ran. So, like, he's a victim, you know what I mean? Like, that's...
Isn't that where, like, the torch and pitchfork thing came from?
Yeah,
that
that's
movie?
why he's afraid of it. Because he's afraid of fire.
He's just a baby.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's sad when you think about it.
It really is.
All right, let's see. Next up would be Dracula from Dracula Untold. Now, this is a newer movie. Have you seen it? It's
what year?
2014, 2015?
Is this when they tried to start up a new universe? Was it, I think, Warner Brothers?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that was part of it. I'm not sure.
At the end, they like fast track to present day.
And he finds the woman that he loves again, like over time and shit. But no, his whole thing was there was a vampire hidden away. That's rude. But
Just take pictures of Donnie's crotch.
I wasn't.
What was it a picture of?
It was
Him!
A,
It was just a picture of
me,
him.
but you could see red where there should have been black.
Yeah, that's all the.
interesting.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Stop.
But no, like in Dracula Untold or whatever, like there's a vampire that's hiding up in a mountain beside his house or beside the castle or whatever, and he's defending his lands from the Turks or whatever. But he realizes that he's going to get vastly overwhelmed by this oncoming army. So he has to go make a deal with a literal devil to
I've
say
seen this one.
super good film.
It is.
Super good film. But he makes a deal basically with the vampire saying that like, hey, I need your power or whatever. And this vampire who I don't think they ever actually name, but they tell him basically like, all right, fine, you can have my power for a time, but if you succumb to the taste of blood in 3 days, you will forever be a vampire. So, and he struggles with it or whatever, and then his like the main enemy or whatever, who was originally his brother in arms, like throws his wife off a cliff and he tries to save her, but she like, I don't know, the whole Gwen Stacy and Spider-Man thing where she hits the ground before he can save her.
Seen this one, actually, yeah.
And
Yeah, it's the one I thought it was.
yeah, and so basically she's like, well, no, take the power and save our land. So he does that. And it's sad because the whole thing is he's trying to save his son and his wife. So he has to deal with that whole form of power. All right. Oh, God. Next up, let's see. Let's change the pace. The Joker from the Joaquin Phoenix version.
Okay. Just
And-
wanted to make a motherfucker laugh.
Well, that too, but like,
He was demonized for killing the 3 guys that were assaulting him.
yeah.
Which is in itself is fucked up. Like,
Dude.
I'm getting jumped and I can kill them motherfuckers. You better not come arrest me. You better give me a goddamn reward because if they're jumping me, they're going to jump somebody else.
It's sad because that actually happens a
I know.
lot.
And it's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, that whole movie was like, literally the premise of it, like, when I got done seeing the movie, I looked at my friend Kayla who went with me. I looked at her, I'm like, alright, so the moral of the story is don't be a dick. Because that's what creates villains. Because, I mean, this guy had a slew of mental health issues, the system was failing him and stuff like that, and all he wanted was to be accepted or whatever, but his own delusions and his own psychosis was causing him to go nuts. And then he just embraced what everybody else saw, because he took down these 3 people who worked in Gotham's, like, Wall Street, basically. And he took them down, and people, like, stood behind him. Because the wealthy were getting away with fucking everything at the time. So, just him standing up for their rights, unknowingly so. Because he was only standing up for his own life. Because he's like, I don't want to get beat up again. And he fucking retaliated. And really, he saved that young woman that was also on the train with him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that was... I don't know. That's... To me, that was a very powerful, like... just note in the movie. Just him standing up for the, you know, himself and that younger woman, even though he didn't even mean to. He just started laughing out of nervousness.
Yeah.
And I mean, it just, no. I love that movie. I love the score to that movie too. But yeah, like, when I think about Jokers specifically, like all the different iterations or whatever, like that one and The Killing Joke have the most resonance with me because I can understand their motivations of what caused them to go down that path. And I really wish they would continue the story with that Joker, you know, the Joaquin.
I'm pretty sure they are, aren't they?
I hope so. I don't know if they are. I haven't seen anything. I haven't read anything. But if they do, I would really like to see where they go with it. Because I still hope they play like he's just a victim of circumstance, and the only reason he's a great Joker is because, like, things happen around him. Because he was never, like, he didn't have a master plan. He just kind of went with it. You know, the only thing he had a master plan for was when he went to the fucking live show on, what is it, Murray or whatever the hell it was.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
And
like
even
that.
then, he didn't follow through with his own plan because his plan was to kill himself on live TV.
Right. And then
Instead.
he just fucking lost it because they started making fun of him on the show. And I think that was a huge, huge note in it. All right, let's see. Okay, so Lucifer from the Vertigo comics. And I've talked about him before, but the fact...
I mean, is he a villain, though? Because, I mean, if the show at all follows the Vertigo comic, then to me, he is not a villain at all.
No, he isn't. Like, the way... Because the comic books and the show, because I haven't seen a lot of the show, so I'm not really sure. But the comic books or whatever tell you that he didn't want to be cast out of heaven. He wanted the same rights that he was giving, that God was giving the humans and everything like that. He wanted to be able to make his own decisions. He wanted to be able to do anything. Like, he understood that he was God's original favorite. But then the moment he spoke out of turn, he was casted out.
So, the founding fathers of the United States agreed more with Lucifer than God?
Yes. Yes, and that's and seriously, that's like, and I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, a lot of our depiction of Lucifer came from, like, the Dante's Inferno books and stuff like that, not from the actual Bible.
I mean, the Bible doesn't do a great job making them look bad either.
No, absolutely it doesn't. That's a true fucking story, dude. So, I mean, like...
Yeah, because they always called him the fallen angel. They didn't call him, like, anything directly.
No. He was the most beautiful. He was the most beloved.
I feel like even that depiction of him, like, as the devil, that's not even that bad of a gig. I've been called worse.
Right.
Like, they literally still refer to him as an angel.
Mm-hmm. And when he decides, like, when he gets kicked out of heaven and thrust into hell, like, he straight up says, like, I didn't want this position. I didn't want this job. Like, this is not what I wanted. I still wanted to be loved by my father, but when he was casted out of heaven, he lost all communication with somebody who was supposed to be, like, the omnipotence of love. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, he was supposed to be all encumbering of love or whatever, and now he doesn't even feel his own father's love, and he's angry about it. And he hates himself. Like, in the comic books, and I believe in the show, he talks about how much he hates himself for the one decision he made that caused him literally eternal happiness. Now he has to live in hell or on earth. When he left hell and cut off his own wings, he literally severed any chance he had of ever becoming a true angel again. And I mean, he says he hates himself for it. Like, I can't sit there and call him a villain because in the comic books, he's always considered a villain. Like, oh, I don't want to see Lucifer, you know, he's a bad guy, this, that, and the other, or whatever. And people make deals with him. He's like, I can give you this gift, but you're going to have to, like, you don't realize what it comes at its cost. Like, eternal damnation and shit like that. Like, you're going to be subjected to hell. He's like, I will give you this gift if this is what you really want, but you're only going to have it for a time. Once you die, you're with me and you're stuck. And so, I mean, like, they all consider him a huge, you know, villain for it.
He gave them what they wanted.
Exactly right. He only gave them, like, and he straight up says, he's like, I give you what God said no. He said, and the only problem is, my only gift after that is the...
You can't go up anymore.
Yeah, I can't give you paradise. That's the only thing he says. I can't give you the paradise that you wish. And that's really because he can't have it either. And I mean, it's super sad. Like, I love Lucifer. I love the way the Vertigo comics and the TV show, from what I saw, painted it. Because all he ever wanted was just to be loved by his father. And just to experience the all-encumbering love that we should all feel. You know what I mean?
It almost feels like they used him as, like, a bad guy just to have somebody to be like, oh, it's his fault.
Yeah.
Scapegoat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly it, basically.
The whipping boy.
Yeah,
everybody
that's 100%.
needs somebody to have, because nobody can just take the blame.
Mm-hmm. Next up, I guess, who do I want to go off of? I guess I'll combine these two, Scar and Dwarf in the Flask from Full Metal Alchemist. Now, when I say Scar, I mean the original 2003 version.
Lion King Scar.
I
No.
think that was the 90s.
Yeah.
That was
no.
right.
You're
Yeah,
right.
that was
You're
90s.
going with Full Metal.
I'm gonna punch you in the
Full
fucking
Metal both.
goddamn-
No, I agree with you because your right arm, dude. It just took me a minute. Because when we were talking about Scar, I just, for some reason, that's where my mind went. And I
Shorty
thought
got hella
yes,
violent
I
too.
know.
When you didn't get it, he was like, "I'm gonna punch
know.
you in the
No,
face."
Scar, definitely.
Listen, motherfucker.
I got
like,
Was he even a villain? I mean, he just did some
Oh,
fucked up
yeah.
shit.
He was a serial killer.
yeah, he was.
Yeah, he did
he
some
was a
fucked
form
up
of
shit.
terrorist, but like,
He
I
turned
mean,
it around.
He burnt down a national library.
yeah, I mean, yeah. So I mean, he's burning books and all kinds of shit. But no, I mean, like, his people were wrongly subjected to a literal massacre.
Genocide.
Genocide. Yeah. What do they call it? The Ishvalan what?
Ishmaelin, they call it a war, but it was just a massacre.
The Ishvalan extermination. The extermination. And his literal motivation is, I want revenge for my people. So he just goes off and killing, and he only kills, you're either in his way, or state officials. He's not out to kill innocents.
Even then, I think it's just state alchemist.
It is state alchemists. He wants state alchemists and Bradley. And, like, the Fuhrer. You know, that's all he wants. And, like, he even shows Ed mercy.
Yeah, I was gonna say
In a
because when
moment.
he
Because he runs
stepped
into him.
when he stepped down from his position.
Yeah, when Ed gave up being a state alchemist, like, he runs into Scar, and, like, Scar gets ready to do, fucking take him out, and he's like, you have access to the National Library, you're a state alchemist. He's like, not anymore, I gave it up. And instantly Scar just calms down, he's like, good. And he walks away. So you know he's not evil for evil's sake, he's out for revenge. He wants justice for his people.
I feel like revenge is villainized too often.
It is. Oh,
It
yeah,
really
100%.
is. Like, the revenge is not always a bad thing. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm on the weird side of this, but like, if you fuck with somebody and they do something back to you, like, that's on you.
Oh, yeah. Like, shit rolls downhill, and sometimes it rolls back at you.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for you. You fucked up, and now you're paying the repercussions of that. Like, I'm just gonna eat my popcorn, guy.
Yeah. And now, like, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the Dwarf and the Flask, like, literally all he wanted was individuality, and he wanted to be his own being. Now, granted, he went about it, like, in an extreme way, slaughtering literal,
An entire country in one night.
Yeah, he killed a country, and then he went to do it again. So, I mean, he just went further and further extreme. But at the end, like, he's just crying. He just wanted to be his own person. He wanted his own freedom. And that was, I think, the hardest thing for him. So, I mean, as you're watching him get destroyed, like, you feel sorry for him. Everybody did. Ed and all the generals and shit like that are standing there kind of looking at him, like, feeling bad for him. So, I mean, they're from the same, so that's the only reason I give them both that same slot.
Yeah, I think the killing a whole country in one night is made slightly worse by the fact that he couldn't do it himself, so he tricked someone else into doing it.
Yes.
He made Hohenheim do it.
Yeah. He had Hohenheim, and the whole country for that matter. He was like, hey, you guys need to do this, and you'll get immortality. Haha, joke's on you, I get a body out of it.
And this one dude gets immortality.
Yeah,
the rest of you die.
Yeah, exactly right. Let's see here. And I guess, let's see, what's our time at? Oh, God, we're at almost 20 minutes.
You better pick your best couple here.
My best couple, huh?
Your most favoritist, closest, nearest, and dearest to your heart.
All right, well, I'll do the most dearest to my heart right now. Mr. Freeze. And you knew this one was coming.
Yeah, I knew this one was coming.
And because I cannot agree with anyone more than doing something wrong than for love. Because all he wanted was to bring his wife back. Because, I mean, she had, a form of cancer or whatever that was super bad. So he froze her because that's what she wanted. She was like, if this is what you think will work, please do it. And he did. And then when his funding got cut, he just went nuts. Because, I mean, like, if something were to happen to the person you love more than anything, you would go to the ends of the earth.
It wouldn't even have to be the person you love more than anything.
No.
I mean, think about it, dude. I mean, because you most of the time when you're with somebody, you feel like, oh, this person's it. Like, it doesn't matter. It's the person you choose to build with. But, like, when you have kids, you can't say, I love this person more than I love anybody else. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you now, if something happened to either one of my kids, I'm freezing everybody.
Exactly right.
Like,
and, I mean, it's something that I don't think... And, like, even Batman, like, has great amount of sympathy for Mr. Freeze. And he doesn't ever call him Mr. Freeze. It's always Victor. Like, he doesn't... And if you pay attention to the comic books and even in the media, like... Or, I mean, I think the older movies don't do a very good job of this, but, like, the animated series and stuff like that, he never refers to any of his villains by their actual villain name. Like, Two-Face is not Two-Face.
Harvey.
He's Harvey Dent.
Well, he knew him before, too.
Exactly right. But he also knew Victor. He also knew Victor Freeze.
I'll tell you what, Batman and Robin did an absolute horrible job. Dude, it was
Schwarzenegger.
so bad. Because that is not at all what Mr. Freeze was.
No, I fucking hated that version. They nailed his backstory for the most part, but no, you're right.
They turned him into a gangster that was in it for money.
Yeah, and I'm not okay with that. Now, granted, the money was for his fucking research, but it was a poor portrayal. But no, like, Batman has such respect for his villains because they're not doing it for their own good or for their own means. They're doing it literally for another reason, you know, and he has sympathy for him. You know, Jonathan Crane the Scarecrow, he calls him Dr. Crane. He doesn't call him Scarecrow. He doesn't call Two-Face, it's Harvey Dent, you know. Harley Quinn, he still calls her, you know, he calls her Harley, but that's her fucking name, you know, and sometimes he even calls her Harleen, because that's her full name, you know. He calls Poison Ivy Pamela, which honestly I'm surprised she wasn't on your list.
Yeah.
Like, Ava, like, I was very surprised.
It was only because we had already previously discussed it.
Okay.
For the sake of...
Repetition.
Yeah,
Sure.
Okay.
And I'll talk about all these characters. Like, I could go on this fucking tangent for hours on that.
Well, after you finish up with Mr. Freeze, give us one more.
One more? Well, I mean, that's basically it for Mr. Freeze. I guess, let's see. Prince Nuada from Hellboy. Did you see Hellboy 2?
Yes.
Have you seen Hellboy 2?
I haven't seen any of them.
Prince
Okay.
Nuada is a good one.
Yes, very good. Now, you would enjoy both the original two Hellboys. We'll have to watch them
The
sometime.
newest one wasn't
Okay.
bad.
No, the newest one sucked. I hated
Give me
those.
Ron Perlman.
Yeah, any day of the week, bro.
Yeah.
So Prince Nuada is a, what is it? Not necessarily vampire, but he is a prince.
He's a dark elf, ain't he?
Yeah, he's a dark elf. Thank you. He's an elfin prince from like a time before men, elves, and the Fae were separate. But then they decided there was a great war, and they decided that they were going to separate. The humans would take the overworld, the elves and the Fae would take the underworld. Well,
Basically being subjected
or
to
the forests.
fucking...
The forest. It wasn't even the underworld. It was the forest.
They were even taken out of the forest and basically like, yeah, you live
Thrown
in the,
underground.
You live in the sewers now.
Yep.
And all they did, it was, and before it was even a war, sorry, I like this one. This is a good one.
Go for it.
Before it was even a war, they were advocates of peace. They wanted to help all races.
Yep.
And they're the ones that...
Got the end of the stick.
Right. They just got bitch slapped for all their efforts and all their technologies at the time. And it's like, yeah, fuck you, we're done with you. Go to the sewer.
Yeah, and the humans like overran the overworld and were like killing the forests and stuff like that and driving the elves and the Fae further and further underground. So one of the first things, like one of my favorite scenes is when you first meet Nuada and like he's sitting there like dancing with his sword or spear or whatever. And he says, let us remember why they once feared the dark. Like, dude, what a badass fucking line. And he comes in fucking blazing. And then when he's, like, approached by Hellboy and Abe and everybody else a part of the Bureau, he was like, all I want is for my people to be free once again. And I will kill whoever I have to do. You know, like, I will do it. Whoever I have to kill, I will do it.
I'm so surprised I didn't put him on my list. But because of him, I have to name one more villain.
Go for it.
Same actor.
Okay.
Blade 2, the original Reaper. Same
yes,
actor. That
yes.
dude, he is so golden in that jilted fucking villain role where it's like, all right, he's not really a villain.
Right.
He's not. He just wants what was taken from him. Or in the case of Blade 2, like, I mean, he didn't want that. Like, I mean, he's literally made a monster. He's not even a vampire anymore.
Right.
So, yeah. That actor, I'd need to know his name. Dude, he is fucking aces.
Dude, and he, I mean, like, The first time I remember watching, like, Hellboy 2 for the first time, I was in theaters and I was sitting there watching it, and, like, when that shit happens to him at the very end or whatever, dude, like, I was crying. I was like, I feel so bad for this guy. But I've done that with, like, almost every villain I've ever come across. Seriously, like, I'll sit there and I'll start crying. I'm like, man, these guys are right. Like, fuck the hero. They're bad pieces of
They
shit.
just wanted to be happy.
Exactly right. They just wanted to be loved and stuff like that. Like, you sit there and read some of the Mr. Freeze stories and shit like that, man. Dude, like you, another one, an honorable mention, I'm not going to go in depth on him, but Pain from Naruto. Like, his story is so powerful. It's
don't
so
ruin
good.
this for me. I'm not that far yet.
No, you're good. But, like, the reason he is the way he is so justified. It's unreal. Like, no other villain in that show, and they did a very good job with their villains. Very good job. Naruto was aces for villains.
The only one that was evil for the sake of evil was Orochimaru. And he was evil just because he wanted to be powerful and did not care if it costed anyone else's life.
Sure.
Man, I got a shout out for this episode. Shout out Jesse Romans, because he would have been great to have in
I
here
even
today.
said that to Ava.
Yep.
I said that to Ava. I was like, you know who would have been good for this episode is Jesse. Jesse would be great to have on this episode.
Yeah.
But I mean, we could do this list again, and I would have all new people. Like, I can just go on.
All right, well, I think we're going to wrap it up for today.
Before we wrap it up, I have a gift for both of you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, hold on. I'll go get him.
Well, while he's grabbing our gift,
Your
Ava,
shout-outs.
make sure you're following the Inner Idiot Instagram page. We go live. We do live shows every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you're following Miss Ava B1, Shorty Gannon Comics on Twitter. Follow both those handles, and Idiot Inner on Twitter. And here he comes. I hear him coming back.
He just went downstairs.
Oh, he just went downstairs.
He told me he had gifts. He didn't tell me what they were.
This is exciting.
I could talk about something stupid I did recently.
Let's
Do
hear
it,
about
do it,
Don.
do it.
So I found online mac and cheese scented candles, and got a hold of one of my friend's addresses, and he was not happy when he found out that I got a hold of his address, and sent him one, but he doesn't know what's coming.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, I
And I told
thought
him he has
you
to open
bought
it on
it.
stream.
I thought you bought it for you.
No, I did not buy that for me.
Why
I'm
would
not,
he? No.
I'm not gonna buy a mac and cheese scented
Just
candle for myself.
because, Donnie. That's
This
why
guy
I thought.
literally has a mac and cheese print hoodie, pants, and baseball cap.
That's atrocious.
He's
And blanket. And blanket.
And blanket.
That's pretty bad.
And then he's live streamed himself wearing that full outfit with the blanket hanging up in the background, making mac and cheese.
Because what else would you wear while you're making mac and cheese?
Right?
Literally anything.
All right,
I'm
now
everything.
I'm excited. All right, I'm excited. Ava, are you excited?
I'm a little nervous.
Don't be.
It's okay. It's all right. It's both things that I know. Oh my gosh.
If I don't drop my phone at least once per episode, it's not a good episode.
All right. Close your eyes, Ava. Tyler.
Can I open?
I saw it. I saw
Go
it.
for it. Open your
I
eyes.
saw it. Oh!
What's yours? What's yours? What's yours?
Did you go back and get that, Shorty?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Look at mine. Look at mine.
Is that the one? So
It's not the same one, I don't think.
Shorty got us
No,
both
it's not.
The one
vintage
that I bought
records.
is not out yet.
Oh my god.
I got a Tupac record. I'm putting this on the gram so y'all
I
can
tried
see
to
it.
find All Eyes on Me, but they didn't have it. So I just grabbed one that had, like, its 25th anniversary, so.
Dude, that's fucking amazing. Thank you
welcome.
so much.
And I got an Ice 9 Kills one.
I will make sure to put these on the Instagram so y'all can see how wonderful our villain is.
Oh my god.
Man, you're just trying to make motherfuckers cry today.
No.
They gave Freddy a septum piercing.
Alright, well,
It
we're,
also made him look high as shit.
we're gonna wrap it up for the day.
So in the meantime,
In the betweens time.
Remember, getting a lap dance from a midget stripper is just like life.
Oh, God.
It's good for a quick laugh, but it's gonna come up short at the end.
You're fucking stupid.
Music.